Hello everybody and welcome back to Football Manager, and it's the start of season 25. Can you believe it? 25 seasons as Guiseley manager sees us into the championship with an ever edging closer attempt at the playoffs. So last year we finished 10th, a top 10 finish. You haven't seen the review, go check it out in the previous episode. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button, leave me a like and leave a comment. And if you want your name in the game, you can become a channel member or a Patreon. But let's dive into the game and see how season 25 has started in the year 2047. Okay, so strange a place to start, but we're starting on the finances page. £6.378 million is generally how we start a season now, which is absolutely lovely, isn't it? It's absolutely incredible to have that much money at the start. Gone are the days over here where we used to start in the red, and now it's been very good. All fueled by the sale of Crimson Mori, who has changed player. So what we need to do is go into the game and look for Crimson Mori at Everton and get rid of this and remove the nickname, and it's going to go back to Josh Wallace, who is who Crimson Mori originally was. Now, this is what's interesting. His development has definitely stunted. He's only 21, but not the striker we thought Everton would be getting. But 22 to 33 million, we do sort of need Everton to sell him because we get a huge sell-on clause from him. But yeah, not playing brilliantly well for Everton. 4 goals in 21, 0 in 2, 6.64, 6.55. Yeah, it's not amazing for Everton there, but that was that sale there was the main one. But you are now in the under 21s. No, you're actually in the first team, I think, because we've called you up. But lots of new Patreons or new names in here as well. You can see we've got lots of people out on loan, which is good. And a number of the Patreons are in and around the first team, which is always good to see. Christian Agnarsson actually having a bit of a resurgence now that we've got rid of Dominic Johnson. He didn't get a new contract. And yeah, you're in the first team as a starting centre-back next to Donkor. And you've started the season very well. In fact, looking at the season, we are 5th and unbeaten in 7 games. 3 wins, 4 draws, 0 losses, a goal difference of +3. 13 points sees us in the playoff position. Stoke look like the team that are going to run away with the league. 7 games played, 5 wins and 2 draws for them. But yeah, a very good positive start for the season for Guiseley, which is very good to see. Awesome. It's really, really good. Going back to the squad, you can see Father Todunctuous is in here. We've got Luke Nijhuisen, who's like, I think you said is how that's pronounced. Like or Luke Nijhuisen is in the first team as well. Jake Mills is in here. He's getting 2 goals already in 8, which is good. A good start for him. Supreme Dave, 8 goals in 9. Honestly, you just can't stop scoring goals. It's brilliant to see. Alphakoff, 1 goal in 1 start, 7 sub-appearances. Kai Harding still in here at right wing. Connor still in here as the captain in central midfield. Agnarsson at the back as well. It's looking good. Crimson Mori on the bench. Jeff Hogg on the bench. The youngsters are coming through, and you guys are taking on the youngsters, which is really good to see. Now, we'll look at the transfers. Transfer history, as you can see, nothing in. We have still not signed anyone in this entire save, which is just frankly ridiculous, isn't it? It's, to get this far without signing someone, it's really good. Loads of loans out. The main ones to talk about, Jan Petrick has gone to Birmingham for some first-team football. He's gone out as an important first-team player. The 6'5", 22-year-old signed a new long-term contract with us, and then we sent him out on loan to Birmingham. And I think he's going to be our starting goalkeeper once Scott Lloyd retires. So Jan Petrick, you have that to look forward to. Balinese Balançon, we've sent on loan to Radcliffe to get some starting experience as a sort of attacking midfielder or striker. And I think you've got some good experience coming your way as well. You should get plenty of game time at Radcliffe, which would really help your development. John Carpenter has gone to Dover, which is a local club near where I grew up. And it's good to see. You're going to get experience at left wing to suit our new system. Again, 7 appearances, 1 goal. You've started on fire at Dover with a 7.09. So again, should really help the development of the youngsters in here. Jean-Claude Matchin, the wonderfully named Jean-Claude Matchin, has gone out to Ebbsfleet to be their starting left back as well. 6 appearances for him, a 6.78 there. So we've got a good system of players coming through, and we've got a good system of loans being sent out, where I don't send them somewhere or I don't accept the deal unless they're going to be an important first team footballer it's a regular starter or above generally in the loan, which is good. And then sometimes we get a loan fee, sometimes we don't. I'm not too fussed. We don't really need the money, to be honest. Sometimes we send people out to our feeder clubs, which is helpful as well. So Tom Frost has gone to Sutton. We want to get him some first team football because next year he'll probably come into the first team, given that his attributes are looking pretty good. Not played for Sutton just yet, but I'm sure he will get some game time while he's there. And Yahya Zahir, he was on the fringes of the first team last season. He's gone out to Gillingham, already played more games for them and scored more goals than he did for us last season. So yeah, lots of options, but the big ones are all in the released players. So out the door goes Shane Stitt, the long-serving Shane Stitt. He did get a testimonial a couple of years ago. Had a really good season last year, but wanted a contract that was just too long, too much money. So we decided to get rid and let youngsters come through. He still is a very good player, but hasn't been picked up by anyone just yet. Dominic Johnson, the centre-back, he's here as well. Again, good attributes, lacked the pace, but was very solid for us in previous years. Has signed for Bristol Rovers in the National League. Bristol Rovers getting relegated to the National League. 2 appearances for them, not playing brilliantly, but they're probably the biggest names. I mean, Ryan O'Connor, I thought it was going to be something good. Wanted a huge contract again. Didn't impress on loan at MK Dons in the league below, so I thought he's never going to make it for us. So he was released. Kerry Doonan is a very highly rated goalkeeper, but wanted to be first choice and was nowhere near it. So he's now joined Chorley on a free transfer after his loan spell at Redditch last year. Daniel Morgan was the Aussie. We were sort of excited by him, but again, at 22, he hadn't broken into the first team. He did all right in the National League North, back-to-back loan spells, all at that level, and never played for us, so was never going to really break through, so wasn't too fussed about him. And John Richardson was a relatively highly rated left-back that we had, but just didn't push himself, didn't really get a chance, went on loan to Cambridge. We weren't fussed, we've got good young left-backs coming through, so just didn't need to keep him around. And then finally, Kadeem Hunt was one that I don't think was ever really going to make it, the Maltese international, or under 21 international. So yeah, I think he was the easy one that we knew we'd get rid of. But overall, that's it. There's not too much more to go through. We've brought some new staff in, but I'm not going to go through those because we'll be here all day. But yeah, that's it. A really good start to the season, as we discussed. Like the pre-season, we played 3 really big games, I would say, against Arsenal, Man City and AZ. ADO Den Haag we beat. We lost to AZ, beat FC Utrecht, beat William 2, beat Cheltenham, beat Bradford, and then started the season really well. 2-1 win over Derby with goals from 2 penalties from Supreme Dave. 3 penalties in that game, actually, and they got a man sent off in the 72nd minute, which made it quite comfortable. We then played Grimsby in the EFL Cup. 3-0 win without Chapong, Supreme Dave and Agnarsson getting on the goals. 1-1 draw with Wimbledon, Supreme Dave getting a penalty. Kai Harding, you got sent off in that one, you naughty boy. Bristol City 0-0, a 3-1 win against Blackburn in the EFL Cup second round. Supreme Dave with a penalty and a goal from open play. Christian Agnarsson with a header from a corner and Butchdat scoring for them. A 3-3 draw against Brighton. Jake Mills getting a brace and Cyril Okonkwo coming off the bench and getting a goal. They got a man sent off in the 95th minute. And it was the 91st minute they scored their equaliser. 86th and 91st. A bit more fitness than us saw them through. A 2-1 win over Bournemouth with John Leake scoring a penalty in the 96th. Graham Cox scoring for us after we went 1-0 down. A good turnaround there. Wycombe we drew 1-1. A penalty from Supreme Dave on the 31st minute. And then a Josh Martin equaliser in the 92nd was a bit of kick in the teeth. But we've just beaten West Brom 2-1. They got a man sent off. We were 1-0 up, and then we went 2-0 up, Supreme Dave scoring a penalty. And then, 45 minutes gone in the first half, into injury time, got a man sent off, scored in added-on injury time, and then we saw out the game pretty comfortably, although Supreme Dave did miss another penalty later on in the game as well. And we're back today for the first game of Season 25 to face Moneybag Newcastle at St James's Park in the EFL Cup third round, which would be very, very interesting. So Newcastle are a very good team in the Premier League. They're currently 14th, which isn't brilliant for them. But, they've got all their money. They're generally a pretty good team, as you can see. We will go through the Premiership and look at history and stuff, but Chelsea have won it 4 times on the bounce. Newcastle won it a few years back, so 7 years ago. So, yeah, they're a good team. They're a good team. But I thought, why not come back and play a Premier League team live on camera, which will be lovely. We'll probably get smashed, but we'll see how it goes. So that's a catch up for season 25. Oh, facilities. Someone asked about the facilities. So you can see in the top right hand corner on this page when it loads, training facilities 14, youth facilities 12, junior coaching 20, youth recruitment 20. We have asked the board, I think, for some more things, and they keep saying no now. I think they've invested so much in like the stadium and upgrading the stadium that's where we're at to now. They're going to sort of let the money build up a little bit more, and then we'll get some more investment. The board takeover that we were sort of potentially going to go through didn't happen, and we've still got the same board now. They did obviously ask us to sign players under the age of 20 for the future, but we're just ignoring that. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. A+ from the board, a B- from the supporters. We are doing incredibly well. Right, let's go and play Newcastle. Okay, so to take on Newcastle, we're lining up like this. Lloyd in goal, Leek, Donker, Christian Agnarsson and Jeff Hogg at the back. Jeff Hogg getting a start over the slightly tired Jay Leach, or the injured Jay Leach, I should say, who's getting a rest. Connor starts in front of them. Kai Harding on the right, back from his suspension now. Cox in the middle, Achapong on the left, Jake Mills and Alpha Koff in a all Patreon channel member partnership up front. Supreme Dave only fit enough to start the bench, needs a little bit of a rest, so you may come on about the 60-minute mark, 70-minute mark, but a pretty strong bench. Gareth Earl is very good competition at right wing. Crimson Mori is very good, looking pretty useful from this central midfielder attacking role, but can also play a bit higher up if needed. Cyril Okonkwo is someone we're trying to give a bit more game time this year because his finishing and his composure are pretty decent. His off the ball is very good, and he's got pace to get in behind. So he has 1 goal this season in the league, but trying to get him to learn these roles now that he's 24 is sort of a make or break season for him. So he might come off the bench as well. Peter Hayworth as the midfielders on there. Lenihan to cover the left. Father Tonantius is there as the sort of cross the back defence cover. Lyric Hart has another option for central midfield. Supreme Dave can play central midfield or second striker as well. And Louis Cromack as a goalkeeper on the bench. So let's go into the game, see how we get on, expecting to get annihilated by Newcastle, obviously. But let's get into it. Rojas, Casas, Buberman, Warilo, Zakari, Adienki, Antas, Eglio, De Carvalho, Marsetti and Callum Graham is the only sort of English-looking name they have in their starting lineup. The pundits might not believe in us. The pressure's all on them. The pressure's all on them. They're at home. Let's go cause an upset. See what we can do in this one. The AFL Cup third round does throw up a very tough tie for us playing away at Newcastle, but you got to beat the best to join the best or win generally. But Agnarsson with a free kick into Connor. That's still a little bit quick for 3D. So out we go. It's intercepted. Here comes Egley. Ball through. There's Graham who shoots into the bottom corner. And Callum Graham gets his, 6th or 9th goal of the season, did that say? Apparently it all came from Christian Agnarsson's poor pass, but he just tried to flick it out to the wing. Casas read it really well. Egley had the ball, good base through, and Graham, that's the skill. I don't know where Lloyd's diving, but that's the difference, isn't it, between Guiseley and Newcastle. They're always going to be very good at finishing. Alpha Koff with a poor pass. And it's tough to say whether it's a poor pass or Newcastle just read it better. It's a whole different level of ability that we're up against here. De Carvalho's in. It's 2-0. And I came back to show this game, and we are crumbling at the seams, you could argue. Newcastle going 2-0 up very early doors. 20 minutes gone, 2-0 down. It's probably what the bookies would have expected. Anyway, as a corner comes in, there's a header. Lloyd with a save, and Leek clears it away. Marsetti just recycles Zakiri into Warilo, but we're not going to see what happens with that one. Warilo covers again. Buberman out to Casas. Diving challenge in there pretty hard. Buberman on it. All the way back to Rojas in goal. Into Buberman again. Newcastle with a good bit of possession. Into Adienki. Egley over the top. Guilherme runs off the back. Dodges one tackle and shoots into the bottom corner when he had a man in front of him as well. I'm going to say he's really good. We didn't look at him beforehand because I thought it might scare me. But, yeah, he's pretty good, isn't he? Finishing 14 to 18, off the ball 16 to 20. and pace to go with that as well. Yeah, I mean, he's not a world... He's 6'7". Oh, my God, it's like the striker of my dreams. 6'7" with that sort of pace is unbelievable. There he is, 6'7", scores a header, but he could be offside. If he isn't offside, it's 4-0 inside the first half an hour. It's awarded. It's 4-0. Like, we might as well just attack them now. Why not? Why the hell not? They have been all over us, and this is quite the battering live on camera, isn't it? We thought it might happen, but it is actually happening. Graham again in behind. Good save from Lloyd, that one. Jeff Hogg clears. And is all new. We cannot get out at the moment. It's all Newcastle. And this is, I mean, he is too good. He's clearly onside. We had a man on the line. I don't know why they'd be saying that's offside. It was clearly onside. 5-0 at half time. He is too good to be 6'7", or whatever he was, and be that fast is unfair. Warrilow at the back post. It's 6-0. Newcastle are absolutely annihilating us. They are absolutely annihilating us. There is nothing else to say. The back four are having an absolutely torrid time of it. I mean, I've got to thrash my arms, right? What was that? That was horrendous. Let's make some subs. We're not going to change shape. This is the system we play. So, right, Agnarsson off. Father Tud Unctuous will come on. We'll drop Kai Harding into right back, and then John Leake can come off for Earl. Jeff Hogg is basically going to have to play the whole game at left back, which is a worry because you're young and you're not playing very well and you're on a yellow card. So, yeah, that's not ideal. Jake Mills off for Okonkwo. Alphakoff off for Hartas. We might as well just play loads of... Let's make 5 changes. Let's make 5 changes at half time and just get to the end of this game. I mean, please. Please do. Back to positive. Demand more. 6-0 down. It's going to be 7 because they're a team of absolute giants that are very good at heading the ball. Great tackle from Kai Harding, who does love a strong tackle. Adienka over the top. Loads of space. And Okonkwo, who's come on. It looked outside the box. It looked outside the box. But he's given it. It's a penalty to make it 7-0. Egley fires it past Scott Lloyd, and Newcastle are just taking the piss, aren't they? This is not fun. 2D classic. Thank you very much. Speed this up. Let's play it like normal. Warrilow into Bubberman. Antmas, Warrilow. I mean, Newcastle are very good. Newcastle are high-end Premier League, so it was always going to be a tough game. But honestly, I thought we might be better than this. I didn't think it would be 7-0 before like an hour, which is a little bit of a worry. But hopefully it doesn't affect our league form too much because we've started so well in the league that it is actually a surprise. I'm actually genuinely surprised we've conceded this many goals. We've had a pretty solid defence and we have been creating chances, but it's just a different level, isn't it? It's just the quick bang, bang counter. It's incredible. Okonkwo tackled. Bubberman clears. Graham's there, dropped back into a playmaking role now. Lovely ball over the top. And Drutovic makes it 8-0. We're going to be fining a few players after this game, I feel. We'll berate them. With 4 minutes to go. 8-0. Jesus, we're a long way off the... We're a long way off... 28 shots. We have not had a game where we have conceded that many shots and that many goes on target in forever. I can't remember a game when we've played like that. That was awful. Throw the water bottle. We weren't good enough. I don't care if you lose confidence. You cannot concede 8 goals. We're out of the League Cup. So, yeah. 8-0. 8-0. I mean, Coventry beat Arsenal. Jesus Christ. Southampton beat Tottenham. I mean, that is a bit of a surprise. But 8-0. Newcastle absolutely battering us at St James's Park. It was humiliation. It was. And Kai Harding revealed my fury. So, let's get into here. Schedule. Newcastle result. And John Leake got a 5. So, interaction. Discipline. Poor performance. Half a week's wage. 5.9 for Graham Cox. Interaction, discipline, poor performance, half a week's wage. 5.8 for Christian Agnarsson. Interaction, discipline player, poor performance, a week's wage for you. Do you know what? I think we're gonna go fully in here. Justin Doncor, interaction, discipline player for poor performance, 1 day. Alpha Cough, all these patrons and channel members losing out on a little bit of money. I hope you feel bad. I hope you feel bad for that performance, guys. That was pretty dreadful. Jake Mills is another one in there. Poor performance issue. Oh, I've just given you a warning. That might piss people off because I've been a little bit unfair on certain people. Kai Harding, interaction, discipline player for poor performance. We'll give you a warning as well. Right, let's see how everyone reacts to that. Are we going to get a swathe of unhappiness now? Accepts is fine. Accepts. Everyone accepted it. They're all without comment. Achipong apologised for his poor performance in his previous. Admits he deserved his fine. He said he would try to motivate himself more in future matches. Without comment. He's going to motivate himself more. Okay, well, it was an 8-0 absolute drumming, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, give me a comment. Let's try and get to 10,000 subscribers, and let's try and get 100 likes on this video. That would be absolutely awesome. So thank you so much for watching. We'll be back. I don't know when. I need to sort of fly through this if I can. Maybe January, December time, maybe March. We'll see how the season's going. But yeah, I'm heading off to the UK a week today, so it's going to be pretty tough to schedule enough videos for 3 weeks, but we'll see how we do. You'll probably have a couple of weeks with no videos at all on either channel, so let's have a look. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It was an 8-0 drumming, which is not very nice. Hopefully we recover against Burnley. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.